Okay, so in Genesis, we find out about Ham, Shem, and Japheth. But Shem has a son called Eber, and Eber means Hebrew. So he is the father or fountainhead of all the Hebrews. He would have a grandson who would be Abraham, and both Eber, Terah, Abraham come from Ur of the Chaldees. Ur of the Chaldees is also known as Assyria, also known as Babylon, also known as Ashur. It is a black country. And so Abraham is born probably from black parents in a black country. His wife comes from the same tribe, so they are likely to be, you got it, black. In that they are black, that means that any children they have are going to be black. Yes, absolutely. Abraham and Sarah go down to Egypt. They get themselves a Hamite slave. Her name is Hagar. Abraham has a sexual relationship with Hagar, and as a result, out pops Ishmael. Ishmael is a product of a Hamite woman and a Semitic man, so he is going to be, you got it, black. Now, Sarah also has children. Oh, by the way, this Hagar, she comes from Kemet. Kemet, which we call Egypt, is called the land of the black faces or the bird faces. So there's no doubt that the people of Egypt were and should be black. Coming back to Abraham. Abraham and Sarah are black, and they have a child together. That child is Isaac. Isaac is going to be black. You got it. Now, Sarah doesn't have any more children, but Abraham goes on and marries Keturah and has some concubines. It doesn't tell us where they come from, so the likelihood is that they are unclear. But we do know that Keturah was a Ethiopian, so if you marry an Ethiopian that's a Hamite, that means the child or children are going to be black. Isaac gets himself a wife, Rebekah, from the same tribe as his parents, and so she is going to be the same as him, black. And when they have children, they have two children. One of them is Esau, and he is described as reddish, more like Adam. In other words, when you define the same word that is used for Adam is the same word that is used for Esau. So he's a reddish black man, and out he comes. But the other man, it doesn't tell you anything about him, which is Jacob. It doesn't mention him because he's the same as his parents. He is black. Jacob has 12 sons, and he is known to not have married any Canaanitish woman. In fact, let's backtrack a little. Esau marries Canaanitish women, and he also marries the children of Ishmael. That means that if Esau marries Ishmael's children who are already black, and he marries Canaanitish women or Hamites, that means his children are going to be black. So the Arabs were black peoples. They were not, I repeat again, not what you see today. The word Arab means mixed or mingled people, which is what they have become. But Ishmaelites were black people. Okay, let me jump forward again. So Jacob has these 12 sons, and two of them marry Canaanitish women or Hamites. That's Judah and that's Simeon. Judah marries a Canaanitish woman, and also does Simeon. So their children, that is the children of Judah, are black, and also the children of Simeon are black. We know that for sure, but so were the others because they married into their tribes. Levi being a good example, because Moses was a Levite and he was black. But more about that later. Judah. So let's jump to Joseph. Joseph, who was enslaved in Egypt, Kemet, was able to pass himself off as an Egyptian when his brothers came to see him. They didn't recognize him, and I don't know about you, but if I was to meet my brother after 30 years, I would know him because he is my brother. But something had changed. Joseph was speaking Egyptian. Joseph was dressed like an Egyptian, and he was groomed like an Egyptian. So they did not recognize him until he spoke, but he looked just like them, because later on they go up, all of them, to bury their father Jacob, and the people of the land of the Canaanites at that time recognized them as Egyptians. He said, look at this great company of Egyptians who have come up and how they are putting on a great mourning for someone that they're burying. Let me tell you that they would have said, look at the Canaanites and look at the Israelites. No, they didn't say that. They said, look at these Egyptians.